Hello everyone, this is Brigitte She Shed. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Brigitte. Thank you and welcome to new viewers, and a big thank you to our previous viewers and subscribers. Last week was episode 1, launch day of this channel or podcast, and I just want to thank everyone for your support, your kind words, and all your comments. I am reading through the comments and responding to them as quickly as possible. So if you've written a comment and I haven't responded yet, I will be getting to it. Just to let you know, you're in the right spot. Previously, the channel was known as Brigitte's Craft Joint, but I had to change the name because I didn't realize what the word joint would elicit in terms of video recommendations associated with that word. So I've changed it, and we're now Brigitte's She Shed. Okay, so welcome. Let's just go ahead and get started. So this week I've been pretty much was doing some monogamous knitting. I have two finished objects. The first finished object was for my mom for Mother's Day, which I talked about last episode, and it was the Campsite Cardi by Alicia Plummer, and I will insert a picture in this video of it because I boxed it up and mailed it off to my mom. And it was made out of the Barocco Vintage DK weight yarn, which is a fantastic yarn all around. It's fantastic to work with, and it is extremely budget friendly as well. It's 50% acrylic, 40, I have it written down here, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. And it comes with 290 yard skeins, 100 grams. I paid less than $12 a skein for it. So it's, like I said, it's very affordable. It's machine washable, and you can dry it and lay it flat. With all of my knits, I hand wash all of my knits and wool wash and lay them flat. But it was beautiful sweater. So out of that, I had enough left over, which brings me to my second finished object. I had enough left over for a pair of socks for my mom. But I wanted to go ahead and send her box off so she would have it in time for Mother's Day with the cardi, and then work on the socks. So I still have the socks to mail off to her, and I have them here to show you all today. So here they are here. And these are the DK weight vanilla sock by Crazy Sock Lady, Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady. And I used the shadow wrap heel, and that's by Denise with Earth Tone Girls. On her Socksploration. Okay. Rounded toe. I just followed the pattern. Standard, I love 2x2 ribbing. And this is by being DK weight. This is the size small, which was 40 stitches, I believe. And I used the 2 circular method, 2 needle circular needle method, US 3 and a 3.25 millimeter. And they work up so fast. And they're just, I think they're really pretty. The color is really pretty. So like I said, this was the leftover yarn This color is called Lilac, and what is I think the number is number 2178. It's the number. Okay. Isn't that pretty? So those are my 2 finished objects that I have. So we'll move on now to the whips that I have. And I only have 1 whip this week. I only have 1 whip this week. I've been doing basically monogamous knitting, and that is the Ranuculus Sweater. I cast that on last Saturday, and I just split for the sleeves, and I'm starting on the body. Okay. All right. So this, again, is the Ranuculus by Midori Hiroshi. And you use a US 10 or 6mm needle. And I am using Cascade yarn, 100% Ultra Pima cotton. And that is 200, you get 290 yards and 100 grams on the skein. And I wanted something that's nice and airy for the summer. This colorway is by numbers, is number 3778, but it looks lavender, and I hope it's showing up on screen pretty much. Okay. This white line here, that's just a lifeline that I put in right before I got ready to split for my my sleeves. So in case something didn't turn out right, I could back it back out. I love lifelines. So now, like I said, I'm starting on the body, and it's just knit, 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 and then I have to come back up and do my sleeves. I think for the sleeves, one thing I like about this pattern, you can customize it to however you want it. So for the sleeves, I want them above the elbow, but not longer than a cap sleeve. So I kind of have to figure out what that's going to look like and how many inches. The neckline comes in 2 sizes. You can do a wider neckline or a smaller neckline, which calls for provisional tubular cast on, which I'd never done before. So I did the smaller, and I really like the way it fits. It's up close on my neck. I really don't like my sweaters to hang off. But I am so happy with this. It's working up so fast. And actually, I have more yarn to really to make another one. And oh, also there's short rows in this. You do short rows in the front. They're right there. And then there's short row shaping in the back right here. And I really like when sweaters do that extra shaping. Just makes them look more polished, I feel. Okay, so this is my Ranuculus, and I'm using my tool here, my barber cords, to have my sleeves, on the waist yarn. I talked about that last week, and I just love it. I've tried this sweater on a couple of times, and I put in the barber, the longest one, for trying on for the body, and it just really, it's just great. I just love it. What an invention. So you can see here my little stitch marker, my little bunny stitch marker from 3 by the Sea Designs. This is where I started yesterday, and this is how much I've put on since yesterday. So quite a bit. Not too bad. Ranuculus, give it a try. Check out the tutorial by Sun Dragon Art and Fiber, Rebecca Smith. Excellent tutorial. There are videos that the designer Midori puts in, but they have no sound to them. Rebecca has taken Midori's videos and then she does her own, but she adds sound to it, and she's working through some of the sections to help you with understanding. Because it's a paid-for pattern, she's not giving away any specific stitch counts and things of that nature. You cannot make the sweater without the pattern, so you have to buy the pattern. But she's just helping to explain some things that you're really not getting with Midori's just videos that are totally silent. So I really, my hat's off to Rebecca. Thank you so much for those tutorials, or I don't think I could have made this. Now it's like, oh, this is kind of simple to me. So that's good. So that's whip number 1 and only for this week. My plans are to cast on, hopefully this coming Sunday, is to cast on the Outstanding shawl. There's a knit along going on with that on the podcast Nitty Natty with Natalie. And I'm way behind on that. I have the yarn already caked up, but I just haven't had a chance to cast it on. So that's on my list to cast on. I have more sips, which is stuff I've purchased. Stuff I've purchased. So right now I'm going to share a few things. On the Ranuculus Sweater, I am using, for the very first time, I am using the Knitter's Pride Jadori interchangeables. They're cubics. I've never used cubics before. This was my Mother's Day present from the Hubs, and they are a beautiful lavender wood, and you know how I love purples. And one thing that's really cool is that the sizes are printed on the needle, and then also on the tip here it's etched on. So if this should rub off, you still know what size you have here. There's a steel cord needle, which is, it's nice. I am a Chiaogu, not sure the correct pronunciation, but I love their needles, and that's primarily what I use. But these are not bad at all. This steel needle, steel cord. So that's the product that I'm going to show you what you get in the beautiful Jadori. Many of you may have already seen it. You get this beautiful bag. It's velvet. It's so pretty. And zipper. Nice and roomy inside. There's another zipper here. I've got my notions in here. Here are the needles. Really nice. And this is so pretty, so soft. Knitter's Pride, I really like. I have a couple of Knitter's Pride's interchangeables, and they do such a great job with packaging, as well as they make a nice needle as well. So what comes with the set is you get three different size cords. You get a 24-inch, let me just double check. You get a 24-inch, a 32, and a 40. 24, 32, and a 40. And right now I'm using the 40 on my sweater. Then you get stoppers. You get 4 stoppers, needle stoppers, end stoppers. You get the cutest little stitch markers. They're hearts. Yeah, hope it can pick it up. Yes. They're hearts. And a stitch holder, which is lavender as well. And you get a couple of extenders. So if you need to join the cords to make a longer cord, you can. And then you get a couple of their little T-pins for securing the needles that you put in the hole to tighten it up. So that's it for this lovely, lovely kit. Now, like I said, I've never worked with cubics before. I find them very comfortable. I do notice that my hands do not get as tired as when I'm using the stainless steel. However, one thing that I notice, is I don't know if it's the yarn or if it's actually my knitting, but I've noticed that while I'm knitting, it seems to float over. It's like it spins. So I'm not sure if that's actually me or the yarn, or if it's actually the needles that they tend to roll. That's what my knitting tends to roll. So I'll keep an eye on that. But so far, I do not have really any complaints about the needles themselves. Okay. So the next item that I have are more progress keepers from 3 by the Sea. Last week I showed you stitch markers that I received, and I even hinted that I had purchased more. Well, I did, and they came in. So these are called, I believe, Main Squeeze. That's what these, I believe, are called. I call them Fruity Cuties. All right. Isn't he adorable, Mr. Orange? He's just so cute. Okay. And we have little Miss Strawberry. Oh my gosh! I can't wait. This handsome progress keeper is watermelon, slice of watermelon, and forgive me, my husband just closed the front door. Looks like I just got a delivery. Gee, wonder what that could be. And a lemon. Look at that. They're just too cute. Can't wait to get those on my needles. Thank you so much. 3 by the Sea designs. Check them out if you are looking for some of the most adorable progress keepers, stitch markers, and bags. And also they have a podcast as well. Okay, next I have is some yarn that I ordered from the Woolly Thistle, and it was a kit for the Love Note sweater. A lot of people have been knitting Love Notes. I'm a little late to the Love Note party, but oh well, better late than never. Again, this year, remember I said is my year of the garment, so okay. It's another garment for me to make. So anyway, this is the love note by Tin Can Knits. And again, it's one of those sweaters that's totally customizable to fit your, what you want, your likes, your dislikes, what you want out of a sweater. And I like that. So from the Woolly Thistle, I bought, and it's called, this colorway is called Heather. Isn't that pretty? And it is 100% wool, and it's by Jogger Spun, and you get 498 yards, and it's a teal heather. And the mohair that I'm going to pair it with is by Rama Garn. I've never used this product before, but I thought that's really pretty. And it is 70% Super Kid mohair and 30% polyamide. So this is the kit, and that's it together. So I think that's going to make a great love note. Now, in addition to the yarn, when you get the kit, there's some goodies included, which I didn't even know that. But you get this cute little tin can, and it says stitch marker set. And inside you've got a beautiful little stitch marker. Just gonna hold that up there. It's like a sun. And I don't know how many, but quite a few of these little teardrop, oops, I just dropped one, teardrop, clearly is a teardrop, stitch markers. So thank you, but wait, there's more. And all of this all came in a really neat bag. Really nice, thick canvas bag that says the Woolly Thistle. So, like I said, those were just really surprises for me. I had no idea that I was going to get all these extra things. So, that's my love note. And that was item number 3 that I've purchased. Number 4, I purchased early on, and it just finally shipped. And it was from Fangirl Fibers. I am a Bridgerton fan. And I purchased the Bridgerton series. And these are gorgeous. They have different names, though. Then I'm trying to see how it's associated with the movie and as I'm thinking with the series. But this one's called Promenade or Promenade. And they're all on a 80-20 base with 400 yards. And this one, like I said, it's really, you can see those speckles. It's like it's wanting to wash it out a bit. There we go. Okay. This one is Dreaded Spinster. Dreaded Spinster. This one is Social Papers. I have no idea what I'm going to make out of these. They're just so pretty. Fangirl Fibers. You knocked it out the park. This one is Not Yellow Enough, I think. This one kind of reminds me of Lady Whistleblower when she's wearing yellow. And this one's called Flawless. This one reminds me of Lady Bridgerton and Eloise. And this one is Queen's Approval. So this one definitely reminds me of season 2 with Edwina and her sister Kate. The various colors that they were wearing. So that is the Bridgerton series from Fangirl Fibers. This will be my first time getting products, getting yarn from Fangirl's Fibers, so I'm really excited. Okay, so that takes care of my sips. So I have one other thing that I want to share with you, and this is a new pattern that I'm thinking about that's on my list to try out. I'll be putting it in my queue. I'm trying to gather patterns because the summer sock camp is coming up starting at the end of the month, and that is a knit along with Kay Litton of the Crazy Sock Lady. It starts at the end of May and it goes all the way through to August, where you make socks. So I'm looking at different sock patterns. And this one was just released, and it's by Amy Shear, amyshearmakes.com, and it's called the Resilience Socks. Isn't that a pretty pattern? And one thing about this sock is that, let me flip it over here. You have, so you can come closer, you have different options. So on the front, this one is a shorty with a folded cuff with a picot trim. This one is a taller sock with a, I believe it's a twisted rib trim. So there's a lot of different options which you can do in terms of your cuff and length. And so I like that very, very much. So I'm trying to think if this might be the one that I will want to cast on at the cast on party on, I think it's May 27th. To be exactly sure, you'll need to go to the Crazy Sock Lady's website and you'll find all the info there. But I'm thinking about this might be the sock. My problem now is I have some yarn in mind. Oh, I don't have it here. I thought I had it on my shelf, but I don't. I have some yarn in mind that I really, really want to get on my needles, but I think it's a little too speckly, and I think this might need more of either a solid or a tonal so that you can see the design. Plus, this sock is a left and right sock, which out of all the socks I've made, I've never made a left and right pair. So, so that can really show up. So I do think I probably need to narrow down my choices to something that's either solid or tonal. But I'll let you know. So that one's in the running. for which sock I should make. Now I'll ask some of you, maybe leave in your comments if you know of a sock pattern that I should that would be good for summer sock camp. Give me some of your suggestions on what I should make, or maybe you're doing summer sock camp and the sock that you're making. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Well, this is a much shorter video than last week. And that's all that I have today. Again, I want to thank you so very much for joining me today. If I can be found on Instagram as Brigitte's She Shed, I'll put that information in the description. Also, all of the patterns and yarns and notions that I spoke about today will also be in the descriptions. So that's all I have for today. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend coming up. Stay safe and be blessed. Bye for now.